Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about the all-new Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here. And I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First things first, when I say I was wrong, I'm referring specifically to the battery life. And, I would love to hear from you comparing what I said then to what I'm saying today. You let me know also if you feel I'm right to say that I was wrong then. But anyways, so the battery life on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here, when I started off, I was getting about 4 days, right? So 4 days of battery, and I was getting a lot of comments saying, well, how are you getting 4 days? I'm getting 3, I'm getting, 2.5 and so forth. Now, in my specific case, I didn't lie, by the way. It's simply that when I first bought the watch, on the first day, I actually went to bed wearing the watch, right? But, it's not really fun to wear a watch, especially one this big when you go to sleep. So after that, I just stopped wearing the watch to go to sleep. So I wasn't wearing the watch to bed anymore. And that's one contributing factor to why I was getting 4 days. By the way, I'm still saying I was getting 4 days, right? I'm just not getting that now. Anyways, the second contributing factor is the fact that working from home, right? Especially lately, I've been kind of lazy lately. I haven't been doing a lot of intense exercise like I'm accustomed to. If you've been watching the channel for a while, then you probably know this. But anyway, so I play basketball. There used to be a time where I used to play daily, but at least the past few months, I'm barely in the gym, right? So just the past, I'm gonna say 6 days, I've been going to the gym daily and actually exercising. So exercising daily. And not only that, I actually forced myself to go to sleep with my watch on. So this is me saying when I go to sleep with the watch and I'm exercising and I'm also always checking the watch and pretty much actively using the watch, I'm actually coming closer to 3 days as opposed to 4 because I'm using it a lot. So I'm a lot more active. So last time, or in my previous video, I said that you could get 4 days, which is absolutely true. You could definitely get 4 days. If you buy this watch, you just don't wear it when you go to sleep, you are most likely gonna get 4 days. But if you go to sleep with it, and it's of course tracking your vitals, or all of the sensors are working overtime, tracking your sleep and all that good stuff, and then you're exercising and you're constantly checking the watch or using it as a phone, make phone calls, communicate with people, obviously it's gonna last less. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that it's all subjective, but on average, if you just do moderate usage of the watch, you are likely going to see 4 days. Some people were asking, how are you seeing 4 days? Even Samsung is saying that you should be seeing just about 80 hours. You need to keep in mind that these are tested in very controlled, environments, right? So when you take a watch like this, if you were to just put battery saver on, you could probably go a week, maybe not a week, depending on what you do, right? So depending on what you're doing with your watch, it can last a good 5-6 days if you are barely using it, right? But if you're actively using it, obviously it's going to last less. I'm going back to my routine of just working from home and maybe taking a little walk of maybe a mile or 2 and not doing anything crazy active. And I anticipate that I'm going to fall right back to that 4 days battery life. Now, with all of that being said, what was the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro made for? It was made for intense training, for, active people who are constantly tracking things. So if you buying this because you're one of those people who were considering buying maybe a Garmin watch, right? You are likely to get about 2.5 to 3 days. If you bought this because you wanted a smartwatch and you're just an average person who just happens to like this watch, and you just use it moderately, you should be getting pretty close to 4 days. At least that's what people in the tech community who have been using it in a very moderate manner are getting. They're getting 4 days just like I was, because they're not doing a lot, a lot of the things that are expected from people who typically buy this watch. Now, there's another thing that I want to address here. Some people believe that even though this Watch 5 Pro is made to compete with the Garmins of the world, it cannot keep up with those watches because battery life here is only a few days, right? 3-4 days, depending on how you use it, as opposed to some Garmin watches that can actually last a week. But there are quite a few factors to keep in mind here, right? The very first one that impacts, longevity of a battery would be just the display. what you have here is an OLED display. It's a top level display when compared to what you get with a Garmin. Now, I'm not doing a comparison of this, like a direct comparison as if I have it right now and I'm doing a, versus video. But when you compare the display on here, what you can do on here, how clear it is, how super dense it is. I mean, we're talking a resolution of 450 by 450, right? Which is 320 something PPI when I last looked, or 330, I don't remember. 300 and some change PPI. You don't even see, I mean, some phones don't even come close to that. That tells you that the display here plays a major role in the battery not lasting as long as the other watches, because it's simply a superior display, in my humble opinion. Now, the next point that I also want to touch up here before I go ahead and close the video is the GPS. Now, I've seen this kind of go around, on Reddit, saying that the GPS on the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here is not accurate. Personally, it's been fairly accurate. I actually tested it out, and it seemed pretty accurate to me. Here's the deal. I think people are measuring it in a non-accurate manner because they just do kind of a quick start and then take off running. Whereas you're supposed to go to the actual app and make sure that you toggle, and then you see the GPS sign, the signal showing that, when it's blinking, telling you that I guess that's the way of the watch telling you that it's still searching for GPS, it's trying to locate you. And then once it's solid and steady, then you take off. From that point on, it's accurate. So if you do just a quick run and you just take off running, at that point, it's still doing a GPS location exercise. Whereas if you had turned it on and actually checked to make sure that it's solid before you took off running, it would have started being accurate. So while it's still searching and you already took off running, obviously that's going to be off, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Again, that's how I typically do it. And I did that when I went jogging and it seemed to work. Let me know if you're experiencing something different. And if you were experiencing something other than what I'm experiencing in terms of accuracy, give it a try and let me know if this works better for you in the comment section. But anyway, that's all I had for the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here. I'm going to say that I'm loving this thing. Oh, one last thing, actually. This titanium is supposed to be a fantastic material, and I have a tiny nick on there already. So not very happy about that. I'm going to have a case on it, and yes, hopefully I'll be fine. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do. Don't forget to like, share the video if you know anyone who'll be interested. Subscribe, of course. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.